Hi, Catalina here from LoanSense. I'm really excited for the news this week, the student loan news. I also, if you stay till the end, I'm going to give a slight update on my personal journey with my tiny home because it's been requested. So I'm going to dive into the good news, though, on the student loan front, and then I'll dive into my personal news. So stay till the end to get the personal news. If you like this content, please share it. If you like it, please like it. And of course, subscribe, since the majority of our viewers are not subscribed. So just wanted to throw that out there. So first and foremost, this news has been released about 40 minutes ago. So of course I wanted to share it. I've been keeping up with the student loan news on a daily basis. As you can imagine, Google will not stop sharing student loan news with me. So that helps you all because, of course, I know the best and most exciting news in the student loan front to share with you all. So Biden came out to the Congressional Hispanic Caucus on, he's getting a lot of pressure from Democrats because the midterm elections are coming up. And midterm elections are not historical elections in which young people show up to in large numbers. So he's getting a lot of pressure from the Democratic Party to do something with student loans that would help younger people show up to the midterm elections, because it's not like it's a presidential election or something where the president will change as a result, right? So as a result of this pressure, he basically announced that they're looking at different options to forgive a specific amount of student loan debt. That amount is not specified yet, but it is to bring out loyal and supporters, because, you know, a lot of student loan borrowers did come out to vote for Biden in the midterm election. So I do think he recognizes the importance of his actions to helping the Democratic Party with the midterm election. So anyways, and of course, in his campaign, he promised to do so. So in the news, I mean, it's exciting because although it's not specific yet, Biden's basically is coming out and saying that there's going to be something done, even if it's not specific at this point, what's going to be done, right? The president never mentioned the amount, nor did the president say he's going to wipe out the debt, but that he is having dialogue about it and still considering it. So Cardena said he reiterated to Mr. Biden that the Hispanic Caucus supports executive action that would forgive at least $10,000 in college debt if Congress can't pass legislation doing so. So he's getting a lot of special interest groups saying that they're in support of it. So we're looking at this from the vantage point of going through college and what debt was taken out. It shouldn't matter, right? So earlier this month, the White House said it extended the pre-pandemic pause. We know that until August 31st, a move that helped roughly 41 million Americans. We've saved now. I've seen different estimates. This CBS News article says $5 billion in interest payments. I've seen $2 billion. Now I'm seeing $5 billion. It's obviously a lot of interest payments, right? But basically, there's two projections of what could possibly happen from what I'm reading. Number one is that he does some form of forgiveness before the midterm election, or that he's going to extend the continued payment pause, which, by the way, is a form of forgiveness because we're not paying interest during this time, right? I know we don't feel it. We don't feel that it's a form of forgiveness, but it is because we're not accruing interest on our loan. So we are getting a certain amount of forgiveness, even if it's not like our principal balance. But I just did want to point out that even if Biden just extends a payment pause, it is a form of forgiveness, just not as generous as student loan borrowers would want it to be, right? So I think my predictions are those two things will happen. Either he extends a payment pause or he forgives some amount of it. It's unspecified right now. So I just wanted to share that news, of course, and I wanted to just read this one part of this article as well. The White House press briefing on Monday, the White House press secretary reiterated that the administration would make a decision about canceling some amount of student loan debt between now and the end of August. So we're watching out for that. That is good news, though, because it is the closest and the biggest commitment the president has made verbally to date in actually canceling some amount of debt, okay? The president in the past has supported canceling up to 10,000 of debt, but there's no, does not have anything, but the press secretary does not have anything in terms of an amount at this point in time. So I just wanted to share that. It is pretty exciting, though. Aligned it with my two predictions, either extending the pause or canceling some amount. I don't think we should get our hopes up that it will be over $10,000. If that, it might be something like 5,000 or something to kind of appease the Democratic Party and get young people to show up, but still not honoring up to the commitment that he made in his campaign rallies, right? We know, of course, that Hispanic and Black Americans are disproportionately in support of canceling debt because they're also disproportionately affected by student loan debt. So I can see that. And of course, I can understand that. So that's why the Hispanic caucus is having conversations about this with the president. Okay, I have 3 minutes before my next call. Now that I share that news, I do want to share my personal news a little, which is that I'm getting ready to get my tiny house in about 1 month's time, 1 month to 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, the builder told me. And there's a lot of prep work to setting up my tiny house. For example, I have to upgrade my electric so that I can handle more amperage on my property. So it's going to be behind this house that I currently live in. And I'm putting an outdoor clawfoot bathtub. So I'm going to have like this very lush backyard experience. I'm in the state of Florida. So people are going to be able to bathe outdoors in my backyard, of course, with privacy fencing around it. It's going to be a really unique experience, and I'm permitting my plumbing to put a backyard bathroom, which will have an outdoor bathing experience, and of course, hooking up the tiny house to plumbing. So those are some of the legworks and things I have to do in order to put a tiny house in my backyard, along with clearing the pathway to be able to get the tiny house back there. I'm really excited. Once I have my my setup, I will certainly bring my computer out to film so you all can see what that experience is like. And I can perhaps maybe in the next couple episodes, I can film kind of a conversation with my builder. They're amazing. They manage so many Airbnb properties. They have just an amazing business going on. They're just this young couple. The husband builds and the wife manages the Airbnb and sells. And what's so intriguing about their work is that they build the tiny houses and they'll rent land and pay you 25%, manage the Airbnb, and put their tiny house on your property. So if you're anywhere in the state of Florida and interested, I can tell you more about that. But it's just such a compelling, and they make approximately 15 to 2,000 a month on their 75% building these tiny homes and putting on people's property. They have a really interesting business model. I did not opt to go that route. I opt to just buy my tiny house out cash so that any money I make from it, which I am hoping will be around $2,000 to $2,500 a month, will be 100% mine, and I'll own the tiny house to be able to use however I want. And of course, like, happy to talk about, like, my goal is to really cash flow 6 figures just on my real estate between renting and short-term renting. And really be able to, even without buying additional properties and acquiring more mortgages, right? What can you do to land hack and use your property to increase the amount of cash flow? If you're interested in hearing more about that, more about the financial breakdown on how I'm going to achieve the 6 figures, I hope by the end of this year, by adding this additional tiny house, I'm happy to share that as well. But as a founder interested in helping our generation understand real estate and start building wealth, just leave your comments, any questions, any information you want to know. I'm happy to share as long as people are interested in the content. So just let me know. And yes, we will be keeping you updated on the student loan news. Talk soon.